Now, let's get into it with our next guest. She's the CEO and co-founder of the Mixins rolled ice cream franchise. This story here is particularly interesting because it's one of those tales where you have a young lady that never really had done business like that before, came across almost an epiphany of sorts, decided to start a business, and just went for it, and it's become tremendously successful. Started with one store, and now is an actual full-blown franchise. Welcome, Trishonna. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you so much.
You got it. All right, let's jump right into it. Tell us why you decided to start an ice cream business.
So yeah, I've been self-employed actually since I was like 18 years old. So my mind always was just like nonstop. So when I came across rolled ice cream all over Instagram back in the day, well, not back in the day, like 2015, 16, I was like, yo, what is this? And I just happened to try it, and my mind just could not get over the line. Where I was in California, my mind just could not get past the line. I was like, this would be a bomb business idea. And at the time, I had a small influencer audience, so I posted on social media. And a girl where I'm from, she's seen it, and she was like, you know what, I need this. And so we literally joked about bringing one to Nebraska where I live, and boom, the rest was history. We brought it here.
Now, one thing that I know that you're big on, you speak about this a lot on social media, is the importance of having a direction, a business plan, a plan for your business. When you said, you know what, there's going to be a bomb business idea to have ice cream, to sell ice cream, but you still got to figure out your assumptions, know your numbers, this and that. What was the next step for you, and how did you put that together?
So we were just like, let's bring it to Nebraska. We didn't even think about any of that. We got here and we were just like, let's start looking for buildings. So that was our first, because mind you, we didn't know anything. We didn't know the process to take, the steps to take. So we're just like, let's look for buildings. Start looking for buildings. And then it hit us, slap in the face. You don't even have the money. So then we're like, okay, there has to be a way to get money. And then we decided, okay, let's just create a business plan. Let's just get all our ideas on scratch. And then we start looking for funding. So after having that business plan, kind of just shop that around to micro lenders and angel investors and all types of funding sources out there. And then boom, who would have thought that's all you need to really get funding is a business plan. So it didn't start off like that. It was just kind of like, let's just do it.
All right, so walk me through that. When you say, okay, a business plan and people will actually fund you, because one of the talking points and one of the things that you see statistically, particularly for founders of color and especially women of color, is that there's been a disparity in terms of the amount of funding that women, female entrepreneurs of color receive. When you put together that business plan, where did you go when you say micro lenders and angel investors? Who did you go to and how did you find them? And what did you do next?
Google University. So literally just Googled how to get a business loan. Then I was like, I would start Googling, all I have is a business plan. How do I get a business loan? I didn't even know it was called microlender. I didn't know any of that. The way I'm talking to you right now is how I was typing in Google. And I seen something that said microlender. So I took it and I Googled what a microlender was, and I came across like in the fine print microlender. And it said they fund startup businesses. So then I was like, okay, boom, if they fund startup businesses, let me Google microlenders in my state. And that's kind of how it went. But I was like, all I have is a business plan. Can I open a business with just that? Like, I was looking at forums. I think it was like Reddit. Somebody had answered that question. They're like, yeah, you can. And I was like, oh, bet, we own. Like, this is all I needed to know.
And then what was the next step? You had your business plan. Where did you go? How did you pitch them? Did you call them? Did you email them? What was the process? Just for people out there watching who may want to do the same thing.
Yes. So I start calling different places in my state, and I just start asking random questions. And I didn't want to be myself. So I didn't want to tell them my name's Trishonna. I didn't want to tell them I was broke. I didn't tell them nothing. I was like, yeah, my name is, I made up a name. I'm quick at doing that. And I was like, I was just inquiring about your loans. Like, do you guys, how often are you giving out money? What does that steps look like? And I just started asking the process, the requirements. A lot of them, shot me to the website, all the requirements on the website. So I just start compiling the list, and I start going through the websites to see the requirements and start calling different companies. I started interviewing the loan officers anonymously until I went back, and I went back to my business partner, like, yo, this is what they need. And then when I came back ready, then I was like, I'm Trishonna, I'm confident, like, this is what I have, let's talk.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 23 or 24 at the time. I'm 26 now.
That's incredible. Now, once you got the funding in place, what was the process like to bring it to market, and what was the response from the market itself once you put the ice cream out?
So then we started looking for locations, and we already pretty much had our location. We just didn't have the money yet. We were waiting to hear for approval. We fully negotiated a loan, or fully renegotiated our contract and our lease. And then we had them on hold until we heard yes for funding. But we were 100% sure we were going to get funding just because that's what our hearts wanted to do. So after that, we found a place. Then we called a health inspector because our landlord told us we needed a health inspector. Then we found out, I'm sorry?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, then we found out we had to have an architect come to draw out like the different build outs and stuff. We didn't know any of this stuff. So luckily our landlord, he definitely took a chance on us and kind of told us like, well, you have to have an architect if you're going to be tearing down walls and building up walls. So we went through that whole process. Then we just started the building process. We didn't even have all the money we needed. We only got approved for $36,000 and quickly realized we were going to need like close to $80,000. So again, if there's a will, there's a way. We just started using that mouthpiece like crazy. I just started saying stuff, calling people, hey, you guys offer financing for floors? They were telling us no. I'm like, let me speak to the manager. And then the manager was like, oh, who'd you talk to? Because we do offer, like, you just can't take no for answers. So that's how I maneuvered through everything.
So with every no, you basically gotta add them up until you get to that yes. So now when there's stuff out there already like Ben and Jerry's, what are some difficulties of starting a food business that people may not know about, particularly with the type of competitors that are already out there?
I guess I didn't really think of that. If anything, the only time I looked for competitors was for inspiration as to how cute the flavor should look or what it should taste like. But ice cream is $1 billion industry. So I wasn't worried about my competitors. Actually, there's a staple ice cream shop down the street from where, so my ice cream shop is on 14th and Jackson. There's an ice cream shop that's on 11th and Jackson, and they've been there for 20 years. So the only thing that kind of had me nervous was like, oh my gosh, this is their territory. But when we came there, they welcomed us with open arms because we're still different than them. But my audience loved it. We made 6 figures in 60 days and our lines were wrapped around the door. The news came out and now, we're on our second store. So I don't think it's a matter of like your competitors. I think it's a matter of just knowing what you bring to the table and how you're going to deliver that message to your audience to get them to come back over and over and over again.
All right, one final question before we wrap up. You've been able to build a brand online on social media. You got over 100,000 followers on Instagram. Really quickly, in a sentence or two, what's some advice or some tips that you can give people on how to build a personal brand?
Building a personal brand, niche down. Do not be a one-stop shop. Just like my ice cream shop only sells ice cream and dairy type of products. We don't sell couches and pop the trunk. You get you bottle alcohol. No, everything is this is what it is. So on your Instagram, quit posting your cousins and quit posting a whole bunch of random stuff. Post what your business is or what you want people to take away from knowing you and from following you. So focus on just posting 1 or 2 things. Be niche down, seriously.
So they know what to expect when they go to your page. Love that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Trishonna, and all the best to you. I can't wait to taste some of that ice cream.
Thank you so much.
All right, you got it.